It's week
Hi.
3, y'all. Hello, hello. Hi, Evelyn. How you
Hey,
doing?
Chloe. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm realizing I'm very quickly logging into my into my Twitch account because I realize it's going to send out a notification that says something completely different than we're doing. So don't mind me while I log in here. But in the meantime, how has this week been at BitCamp? Catch me up on what all the awesome, amazing students have been doing.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. So last week they kind of learned how to finally work with Azure Function. And I don't know, it's kind of like building up towards that final project. I'm really excited to see what people come up with. So,
Nice.
yeah.
And what are we doing today? Give us a little teaser. We're playing with CSS, I believe, HTML.
So we're playing more with HTML. We're kind of just tying everything we've done in the past few weeks all together to create something that actually works. So like an MVP, and we'll be able to see our Azure function kind of come to life and be useful, which is really cool. Yeah.
Nice. I'm just updating the description. I'm telling people we're playing we're playing with, ooh, I almost put we're playing HTML. We're not playing anyone. This is for people to learn. We're playing with HTML to tie things all together with the Microsoft Face API. There we go. And
hmm
this is a tech show. See, I'm new to the Twitch things here. Technology, who knows? I'm like, how do you update these things?
Yeah.
You're in the
I guess.
chat. You know what I should put this as. I know I've done it before. It's like technology sounds right. Science and technology. There we go. Our audience is everyone. Great. Okay. And send. Woo! Now everybody actually knows what we're doing.
Awesome.
Oh, hello, people in the chat. Okay, I'm
Oh,
switching over
hi.
to chat now. Hello, Andy. You're always joining us here. Thanks for joining us
Yes.
again. You're an honorary VidCamp member, as far as I'm
Absolutely.
concerned.
Absolutely.
We are just waiting for the folks in VidCamp to arrive here. I'm keeping an eye on the stream. But if you're just joining us, we are getting ready for week three's lecture. So, okay, let's do a recap of last week. Actually, I'm going to tweet real quick. I'm going to say, I'm going to just put the two of us. Actually, you know what? We'll leave the code up. We'll be like, look at this code that we are deeply involved in right now. And I am going to, here, we'll take a picture. Just look really deep in thought, Evelyn. Perfect. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to tweet this out now. But let's see. For those who were not with us last week, we'll give you a quick little overview of what we did on the stream. Actually, last week was really, really fun, and I'm really excited to catch you up on it. I'll just make it the two of us on the screen right now. Okay, so last week we played with the Microsoft Face API, and we hosted an Azure function. And the most exciting part of this was once we got Postman working and we were playing around with our Azure function to test out all of the different images. So we were using beard detection as the main feature we were using from the Face API. So Evelyn, have you played with the Face API before? I'm trying to
I
remember if your
have.
project used it. Remind me.
My project did not happen to use a Face API, but we did play around with it a little bit in the previous iteration of VidCamp, so I got to have some fun with it.
Nice. Tell me about, I'm going to draft this tweet. You tell me about your Face API experience.
Yeah, so actually we're doing the same we were doing the same thing that we are doing this week, which is we played with the facial hair and we tried to see who had a beard and who didn't. And we got some really interesting results, especially when we started using non-human faces. So it was super
Yes.
fun.
Ooh, tell me about the non-human faces because we had some interesting discoveries that I would love to cross-check with your experience.
I think I used Daft Punk, the because he always has a helmet on, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it said he had a beard, which is very interesting because it's all black. Maybe it was
Interesting.
just a face full of beard, but yeah, that's what I tried out.
I'm surprised that it picked it up because when we played with it the other day, so I'll bring up the image here in a second. I have a whole file of these images. So here,
Cool.
I'll bring it up. This lovely file on my desktop called Beard Images. Okay, let's see. Where is this? So when I went to Thailand, gosh, many years
Mm.
ago
Wow.
now, my boyfriend and I went to Bangkok, and there was a mall where you could take a photo
Mhm.
of your choosing, and here we go, add it to the screen so everyone can see.
Whoa.
And you could get it printed on, I think it was kind of like a pancake crepe kind of thing, but it was this 3D printing like thing, right?
Right.
So when we were doing the stream last week, we decided, okay, let's see what happens when we use, because we had a bunch of images. My boyfriend has a beard, so here, I'll show you a couple of the other images that we used. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Oh, right. Okay, this reminds me what we ended up doing eventually. So my boyfriend's had a really long beard. He's had a very short beard. Here's the short beard over here. This is just turning into a Chloe's boyfriend show. But the point being that in this image, I was fully expecting it would only recognize one face, but it recognized two beards, which says to me,
Wow.
depending on how realistic the face is, which is why I'm surprised Daft Punk was picked up.
Mhm.
I, of course, have used, and I think I shared this with your cohort for BitCamp, my Mario Kart astrology project. And the whole reason that I had to use cosplay images is because it couldn't detect the, Nintendo 64 Mario Kart
Oh,
3D images.
interesting.
So, what we ended up doing on stream last week, Evelyn, and this may or may not be our project for the serverless streams that are going to be happening going forward. But we tried, based on Emily's request, this is her idea, and I thought it was brilliant. We tried the following Yoda. We're like, well, actually, no, sorry. First, we tried Mona Lisa because we thought, okay, what's a realistic
Oh,
image that it could detect? And it did detect Mona Lisa as a human person, which is like
cool.
great, right? So we're like, okay,
Mhm.
interesting, interesting. So then we tried Yoda, and not. I think there's too
No?
many. I think there's too many, the ears in particular, because I found this when I used
Oh.
cosplay images, Then we tried Baby Yoda. So we tried different
Oh,
kinds. We also tried Chewbacca. No, no luck. Chewbacca also did not recognize as a beard or a person.
really?
So what this says to me is there's a really interesting machine learning set to be made here. So maybe we'll be making that on stream to be
That'd be cool.
determined. But yeah, some interesting. I would love to know if anybody who joined us last week or did the lecture last week tried out some bizarre different images and you got something back. Let me know. I'm so curious because I'm always just so surprised to hear what ends up working.
Mhm.
Because, for example, if I were to use something like this image, this raccoon, I don't care. It's not going to recognize this raccoon because it's going
Mhm.
to clearly be like, okay, this is an 8-bit raccoon, right? But
Mhm.
what about like a really realistic, I don't know, like someone from Cyberpunk? I'm curious.
Oh.
Like a very realistic 3D image could let us know in the chat. Oh yes, it's Yoda. Hi Shrey. Welcome Shrey. Shrey, I don't know if the Bit Camp folks know that we've started or not. I will share the link and just. Oh, I also got a tweet, Evelyn. I gotta finish the
Oh
tweet.
yeah, gotta finish the tweet.
People are saying they're hungry for crepes.
Oh, me too.
Yes. But let's see. What else did we learn last week? So we got it all working with Postman. Very exciting. Um, and we did a bunch of beer detection. That's basically a summary of what
Yeah,
we accomplished last week.
awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna tweet out that we're going live. We're putting it all together with Azure Functions
Mhm.
and HTML. So what are we going to be detecting anything today? Are we going to be detecting more beards, Evelyn?
Oh yeah, you bet. A day's not complete without doing some beard detection.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say,
Uh,
come join the fun and detect more beards with us.
yeah. We're gonna be, and this time we'll be able to actually run it online so other people can also test out their beards.
Yes.
So yeah, beard detection for everybody.
Well, I almost put the Microsoft dance API, y'all. Very, very different. Uh, there are beard emojis, though. We're going to add a beard emoji. Okay. Sending out the stuff here, and we'll be ready to go. Ooh, I think a bunch of Bit campers just joined. Yay. Okay.
Yay.
Twitch.tv. Okay. All right, y'all. If you're just joining us, we just did a quick recap on what we did last week. We are doing the finishing touches on our beard detection project that we started last week, which you just missed it, but I just showed the pancake beard.
Yeah.
That was able to identify it was a beard. Very exciting. And some pictures of Yoda. Okay, I'll bring back the Yoda pictures. Oh, we also did, here's another fun one that we did. So we did this image, which has the person who plays Chewbacca and Chewbacca. And of course, it only detected one human, sadly. I think Chewbacca deserves to be a human, but honorary human. Okay, tweeting this out. Okay. I'm going to tweet Bit Project's account out. Here we go. All right. We are good to go. All right. So I've got the code up from last week. Oh, someone says, wait, what Twitter account click on? And I just tweeted from my own account. But I think Bit Project will probably retweet it as well very shortly. Probably. Da, 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 da. Okay. So let's get this party started. We've got a link down at the bottom here, y'all. If you want to just follow along visually, maybe you want to check into how to use the different VS Code extensions. We're going to be using the VS Code static web app extension on this stream. You can check that out on the link below. But where should we get started? Where should we start this journey into our phase? I guess this is technically phase 3 of our beard detection project.
Yeah. So the exciting final phase where we're going to be pulling everything together. So I think what I would recommend is creating an entirely new repository to run our static web app.
Alrighty, sounds good. So I am going to do that in VS Code. I will give you a new share link then, Evelyn. I'm going to unshare my screen real quick. Da, da, da.
Right. Didn't think of that.
All good. How's everybody doing in the chat? If you're a student in Bit Project, let us know. If you're joining us and you're just like, I saw Chloe tweet about this and I want to learn more about this beard detection, let us know that as well. I'm genuinely curious. We're doing good. Sun is setting, you know. Okay, I'm going to open a new repository. Okay. I am just going to do a new one here.
Yeah, and so in this repository, we're just going to be creating our HTML page. And we won't actually be going over the CSS stuff too in depth because that's kind of up to you how much you want to design it. I know Emily's really good at designing, so you can probably hit her up to get some tips.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I am just opening a new file here. Sorry, y'all. I'm clicking out of. There we go. New folder. All right. Ooh, yes. Beard detection can be critical. I agree, Andy.
Absolutely.
Beard detection is extremely important. We agree here at the Bit Project. Okay. All right. Now, sorry, y'all. My computer is on its last legs here. It is just gripping on for dear life. So we're moving a little slow today, but we're making it work. Okay. So here we go. So how shall we start this out? Do new file.
Perfect. Yes, new file.
All right.
And then we'll name it index.html just to start
Okay.
our, yeah.
Index.html section. All right.
So we're gonna need to create some very specific attributes in order to, or elements in order to make sure our function kind of outputs everything properly. To begin with, we'll actually start off with the typical HTML
Oh
header.
gosh. I need to share. I need to give you another share link.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
y'all.
right.
1 second. Hi, Diana. Can you tell it's Monday? TGIM, y'all. I totally forgot to give you share link. 1 sec. Of course, right before this stream, I hid my thing, but we'll get it. We'll get it working. Mhm. While we're waiting, oh look, we've got jQuery in the chat. Oh my gosh, everyone's here. It's a party. Lorena, I
Party.
believe, is in the chat, and Lorena will be joining us starting next week. And yeah, we'll be streaming and dreaming and doing all sorts of streaming stuff on here. Sorry, y'all. I hid my share thing, and now I'm trying to find it. All right.
Party. Beard detection party.
It's a beard detection party indeed. Okay, bear with me. I'm finding it. There we go. I want to do live share. Riveting content, everyone. I know. There we go. You know what? Maybe we'll do it without it. It has disappeared for me. Oh my goodness. Diana says, Chloe, I am your cabbage. Hello, Diana. Okay. 1 second. We are going to find extensions. There we go. All right. So if you're just joining us, we are about to put all of the finishing touches on our beard detection project that we're working on. 100% just waiting on me to get my live share ready here. Just a sec. All right. You know what? We'll just do it without live share. We're going to brave it for now. We have the private chat and we'll do it through there because I don't want to keep these lovely people waiting. All right. We're going to go back in here. Sharing my screen. Okay, here. We're doing it live.
All right. It's okay. We've got this.
We've got this.
Got this. So hopefully your computer has the shortcut where you can just type HTML tab and it
Ooh,
starts you off nicely.
nice. Look at that.
No, that's not it. Okay, wait.
That is, I just set up
HTML
my new
5,
keyboard.
the one
Okay.
with the 5.
HTML5.
There we
Whoa.
go. A lot
Amazing.
more magical.
Witchcraft. There we go.
All right. And then we'll start off with the title. You can title your page whatever you want. Beard detector, beard, uh, be as creative as you want.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do beard. Okay. Beard. Beard alert. We'll call it that.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And so in our body, we'll do the same thing. We'll create a header. So we'll use our H1 elements.
Okay.
Um,
And is this the first time our BIT project students are working with HTML?
that's a good point, actually. So they should have gotten introduction into HTML when they were creating the prerequisite clock. But if you need a fresh refresh, this should be available in the learning lab that we're
Awesome.
running on our GitHub. So
Yeah. For anybody who's joining us who's not following along with the everyday lecture, lots of really, really great free resources online to kind of break down what H1 is, all these different things. But yeah,
Mhm.
we've got our H1 here. Great.
And
What's
we'll put in the same thing, I guess, beard alert,
beard
just
alert?
to tell people what they're working with.
Okay. I'm going to do the exclamation point up here. There we go.
All right, perfect. And then next, we're going to create our form where we're going to input our image, where someone can input their image and then get whether or not it has a beard.
Okay.
So we'll just type form,
Okay.
just the word form, and then tab.
Great.
Perfect. And then we don't need an action. That's not what we need right now. But we do need an ID, just to create an identification for our form. So we'll call our ID image dash form.
Okay. Image dash form.
Perfect. And then we also want to make sure our form does something once it's submitted. So we'll name the on submit attribute to handle the event for us. So if we go back to our form tag right there, yeah, on submit, we'll type in our attribute on submit.
Okay. On submit.
Perfect. Yeah.
Very good.
And we'll make this handle the event. So write handle
Handle.
parentheses event within those parentheses. So that's telling the web page to do is just it's going to handle the event where the form is submitted. Perfect.
Okay.
And then finally, we need one more attribute in our form, which is the encoding type. So we'll write enc type.
And is this up here as well, or are we
Yeah.
putting this form?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The last attribute.
Great. Let's see. ENC type.
Hmm. Perfect. And we'll select multi-part slash form data. And what this does is just make sure it allows us to submit images into our form. That's all.
Because if you remember last time when y'all joined us, what we were doing with Postman, essentially, we're going to be able to do on our HTML site. We're going to pull it
Hmm.
all together today. So exciting. And I think we dealt with a multi-part form data on our last lecture as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you should have.
Great. Okay. Oop, I'm moving Outlook here. What is next?
So within our form, we just need an input element just to request the image. So we'll type input tab. Perfect. And our type will be file instead of text since we're
Yes.
inputting an
Oops.
image file.
New file.
And we're going to tell what type of files we want to accept. So within the same input, we're going to create an attribute accept.
Let's see. Accept.
And then image slash star.
Oh, right. I'm
Yeah,
like literally
info star.
listening to what you're saying. I'm just like a follow me leader. Image a star.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What that does is just it allows us to take in whatever, so like PNGs, JPGs, SVGs, whatever type of image format we want.
Perfect.
And then we'll name our input image because we're very creative with our names.
Yeah.
We also want to be descriptive, so
Alrighty. And do we, since we're doing this in, uh, we want to name it, you said.
so name equals to image.
Name image. Very
Perfect.
good.
And we'll
All
also
right.
give it an ID of file.
ID equals file.
And I want to just to let everyone know these IDs will be important because we'll be using these IDs later on in our code to make sure we allocate our data into their proper positions.
Yes, which when I was first starting programming, that would always get me. I'd be like, why isn't this connecting? I'd be like, ah, yes. Got it. Front and the back, they got to connect. Important
Right.
part.
I name everything randomly and then that's why you have to use descriptive names, everybody.
Yes.
Um, and then finally, on change, we want to add an on change attribute once our input is changed.
Let's
Uh,
see. And this is
mhm.
on change in our form.
uh, in our input, yeah, that's right.
On change.
And later on, we're going to be creating a function called load file, which loads the file up for the person to see to make sure things are happening correctly. And the load file function will take in a parameter of event.
Event. All right. Oops. All right.
Great.
Oh my gosh, I'm moving things around. Here we go. A little bit better. Okay, what is next?
So right after our input, still within the form, um, we'll create an image element.
Ooh, an image element. So this is
Hmm.
going to be the actual image that we are taking in.
Hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
So image, let's see.
Oh, I think it's IMG.
G, there we go.
Perfect.
Action.
And we won't need a source here because we'll be dynamically allocating the source within our JS. So,
That's true.
uh,
And I'm assuming we
mhm.
don't need an alt for this.
Yeah, we probably don't need an alt because we don't know what that alt would
We
be.
don't have that image yet. All right.
And then all we need to do right now is give it an ID of output.
Okay. Let's see. ID equals output. All right.
Awesome. And then finally, our last element of our form is going to be the button, just the button element.
Love buttons. Buttons are my
Me too.
fave.
And then within our button, you can say, I don't know, submit beard or submit face.
Let's see. We're calling it beard alert. We'll do
Mhm.
like detect beard.
Yeah, perfect. And then finally, we want to give our button the type of submit.
Type equals. Oops, I'm doing minus here. I have a new keyboard, y'all. I am getting so used to my new buttons here. Okay, type equals, sorry, what was it? Submit?
Submit, yeah. So this just goes whenever we click the button, it's just gonna submit the form for us. We're good to go. Actually, we have we have one more thing.
Okay.
So after our form, so we're done with our form right now. So outside of our form, we're gonna be creating a div called with an ID of facial hair.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
And this is
This
going to display all of the data for our facial hair. So it's going to tell us like 100% mustache or, sideburns or
very
whatever.
important.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Do we need to case this any I should spell facial hair. Should we make this one word or
I think I'm not sure what the convention is actually. Right here, I have with the dash, but
yeah, let's do facial dash hair here for this particular div.
mhm,
Someone's asking not a section. Good question.
not a section. A section could work fine. Divs and sections, there's like a few sort of minor differences between, but I think a section should work fine as well if that's what you want.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the subscription. Falls Hope. That is such a cool name. I don't have all the
Wow.
beeps and boops and buzzes yet, but thank you. That's very exciting. Okay, back to the code. Back to the code. Also, somebody asked what keyb. Where is my keyb from? I'll hold it up real quick. It is an Pro 2 keyboard with just
Wow.
actually the lights aren't working right now. I'm running into some key issues, but I just ordered the new Cassidy Williams Sailor HG Astrala Keys set that just came out through Mass Drop. I think just did a really cool keyboard builder thing. Check it out. Not sponsored by this thing, just a cool thing. Check out. Okay. And yeah, I'm really excited because now this is my Bluetooth, technically my Bluetooth board, even though I have it plugged in, but pretty soon this will be the one that I can work around the house with. And then I'm getting my Astrala keys set for my desk. So picks coming soon. Okay, back to the important stuff. Alrighty. So so we did our div that is facial hair with the ID of facial dash hair.
Hmm. And we also need to include a few last things, which are our scripts for our jQuery. So I'm gonna actually
Yes.
Oh God, how do I send it to everybody
Oh,
so
how
they
about
can
you
find?
put it in, go ahead and
Uh,
put in the private chat and then
okay.
I can share that. Yes, okay. We will share what this looks like. And best practice for putting scripts. What do you recommend, Evelyn, for some of
So
our new HTMLers?
yeah, so actually, I would say it depends on what you're inputting for your script. For in this case, we're going to be placing it at the end of our document so our pages can load faster.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, I would say it depends.
So we're
Yeah.
putting it right here under our div.
Yeah.
Okay. There's this long thing here. And would that be helpful to put in the chat? Or that's
Uh,
in our resources for the
actually,
lecture.
that's true as well. Yeah.
Oh, we should also let me link folks. Evelyn, do you mind dropping a link to the public learning lab that people
Mm,
can check
yeah.
out? I'll share that
Absolutely.
in the chat as well. If you're just joining us, we just built this from scratch. We're making our HTML for our beard detection. We're putting everything together. First week was GitHub, Azure Functions, all the fun stuff, learning about serverless. Second week, we learned about the Face API. We detected a bunch of beards. Oh, Chloe got a new green screen. No more evil highlight. Yes, I am on a green screen tonight. Although the light is not far from me right now. It'll be back. It'll be back. Let's see. Oh, yes. And to finish what I was saying, today we are putting everything together. So everything we learned about using the Microsoft Face API, connecting that with a front end. So we were just testing it out in Postman before, and now we're going to be able to upload the photo, test it out. Technically, people on the stream are going to be able to test it out as well, so that'll be exciting. But we'll shut it down quickly after so people aren't abusing our beard detection. It's a very
Mm,
coveted resource here.
absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. Did someone say jQuery? Yeah, we do have jQuery, the lovely drag queen, jQuery Queen, in the chat. We've got a celeb in the chat, friend of the pod.
Ooh.
So welcome, jQuery. Ooh, jQuery, yes, please chime in with any jQuery advice that you have for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I did send the link to the Learning
Perfect.
Lab.
And I'm going to drop a link in the chat, y'all. This is for the Learning Lab that you can follow along with and do all of this with as well. I'm going to put it in the public chat. Da, 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 da. There you go. Oh, I put it just in mine. I'm going to put it in all of them now. All destinations. All right, enjoy that Learning Lab. Now we're going to get back to the code. All right, so what is next?
Now we're going to create a JavaScript file in the same folder. So
Okay.
yeah, so a new file,
What should we name it?
up to you.
So this is going to be our JavaScript file. We'll do beard alert. How about beard alert, if I can spell beard right?
Perfect.
You said JavaScript, right?
.js. Yeah. And,
Okay.
and first, before we do anything, let's import our JS file into our HTML file.
Yes.
So let's go back to our HTML file really quick.
Right.
And then we're gonna create a script. So let's do this right below our jQuery,
Okay.
just to make sure. Let's optimize for the page load speed.
Okay. Let me
Um,
clean this up a little bit more. Okay. There we go.
so we'll type script and then tab.
Script tab.
Uh-huh. And then so within the first tag of script, we'll type source, so src, and we'll type in our JS file name. So in our case, it will be beardalert.js.
Perfect. All right.
And then finally, we're gonna have to allocate its type. So we'll create a new attribute type, and we'll set it to text/JavaScript.
Type equals text. We spell it out, JavaScript.
Yeah, perfect.
And for our bit campers here, just to recap what we just did, we are connecting this file to this file within this file.
Mhm.
So everybody can be friends. Everyone can hold hands and work well together.
Perfect. So here we're going to create two functions. The first function we'll create is a very short one. So before we mentioned we had a load file, we would make a load file function for our form event. So we're going to type function
Okay.
and then load file. That's going to be the name of our function.
Load file. Let's
Mhm.
see.
And then event, put event within those parentheses because that's going to be our parameter. That's where we're taking it.
Okay.
Perfect. And then did you write load file with the capital F in your HTML?
I didn't. There you go. Oh no, in you're saying back
HTML?
here.
Yeah, just to make sure it matches.
Let's see. That is good. Let's see. Where are we looking for it here? Load file,
Wait, okay,
lowercase. Okay.
perfect.
Should we capitalize it? Is that better
Um, I think so.
practice? Let's do
Uh,
that.
yeah,
Let's do best practice. Let's teach the children best practice.
yeah,
I hop back and forth between so many languages that oftentimes
yeah,
I'm like,
definitely.
please. Okay, there we go.
Mhm.
All right, so this is our load file event. I imagine this is going to load our file, Evelyn.
Oh, the power of descriptive names, guys. This is why naming is important. So yeah, we're gonna create our brackets to create our very short function.
Okay, let's see. These are, I don't know why my, sorry if my computer seems wobbly, y'all, because I'm going between two different keyboards. I feel like I'm playing two pianos right now. Okay.
So here we're gonna create a variable called image. So var image.
Our image. Okay, so this is going to be the image we're uploading.
Mhm. And we're gonna set it equal to the ID of output, which if you remember, we set in our HTML file a while back.
Yes. Yes, which we have. Let's connect it all for people.
It's yeah, image. So here we're actually gonna write document dot get element by ID.
Okay.
Mhm.
Document. So wait, sorry. I'm catching up.
So yeah, so delete output actually.
Delete output.
And then document dot get element by ID.
Get element by ID. Perfection.
Perfect. And then parentheses, and then
Mhm.
we'll type output within those parentheses to get the ID of output.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
within the parentheses.
Oh, within the parentheses. Go back in
Uh-huh.
there. I keep thinking, I'm so sorry, y'all. I keep tabbing down on this keyboard and this my computer's haunted. As we learned last stream, my computer is haunted. Okay. There we go.
And then one last thing, also include put the output within the quotation marks.
With
Quotation marks?
within quotation marks here.
Yeah, quotations.
Ah,
Quotation
yes.
marks?
Oh my gosh.
Quotations.
Sorry, y'all. I am having keyboard issues. There we go. Okay.
Perfect. And then the semicolon is up to you. Some people really like the semicolon, some people really don't.
I
It's
love
really
it. It's like it's like punctuation to me. I'm like, it's an Oxford comma to me. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. And then next line is going to be our final line of code. We're going to take that image. So image
Image.
dot
Okay.
source. So src. So we're going
SRC.
to be setting the source of the image into our URL. So we're going to set it equal to
Oop,
well, yeah, set it equal to URL
equals URL.
dot actually yeah, all capital right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dot create object URL. Uh-huh. Parentheses. Uh-huh. Event dot target. Oh, within the parentheses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Event dot target
Dot files.
dot files.
Hmm. Brackets.
Brackets. There we go.
0 within those brackets. So this
0.
looks like a lot, everybody. It's not as complicated. It's really just taking the event, the from the event, it's going to take the image file we just submitted, and it's creating a URL and setting our image where we want the image to be shown, and it's setting the source to that URL it just created.
Yes, and we're selecting 0 because it's 0 indexed and it's the only
Mhm.
image that we are uploading.
Exactly.
All
Perfect.
right, looking good. Yeah, it is a lot of complicated words and code for like a very
Hmm.
simple process that we're making at the end of
Hmm.
the day.
Absolutely. Very annoying,
So
but
if this is feeling, if the big camp students are like, this is overwhelming. If this is your first time with HTML, don't worry. It took a lot of years playing with MySpace and LiveJournal when I was a youth. Uh, all right, what do we do next?
so now we finished our load file function. Now we're just going to create our handle function
Handle
that we referenced earlier as well. So this
Okay.
function is a little special. We're going to make it asynchronous. And what
Okay.
that means is just it's not going to be synchronous. So this is going to make sense once we get to promises, which I'll explain later on. But for now, just include the word async right before the function.
Async.
Hmm.
Okay.
So function,
Function.
and then our function name is going to be handle. And it's going to take in the event as the parameter.
Handle event. All right.
Perfect. And then we have our curly braces.
Right. Okay.
So here we have the option of actually logging onto our account console, and just in general, I think logging into the console is good practice just to make sure everything works. We don't get too complicated too quickly. So let's actually write console.log, and we're gonna log anything that kind of gives us an indication that our function has been called.
Okay. We'll put a beard. Wait, I have to put it in. Do I have to put in quotes? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, yes.
A beard image has arrived. So when I'm working on my Shania Twain, uh, if you're not following, bot_Shania on
Mm.
Twitter, we have a console.log that says, let's go, girls. All right. So we're logging that a beard image has arrived.
Mhm. And then, so let's actually test this out before we do anything else. So
Okay.
I don't know if you actually have live servers installed. I completely forgot to
I
let
do.
you
Let
know.
me unshare and share real quick because I just need to get that thing to pop up again. While this is happening, tell us in the chat, how was your day? What's going on?
How was your day, guys?
How was your day? I'm literally just bringing up a view that I had before that I literally got rid of as soon as let's see. Da, 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 da. Ooh. Honestly thought I was joining a Shania bot stream when Twitch notified me. Yeah, Monday for the win, Seth. I'm trying to find. Well, I do have the extensions in here. It's just for whatever reason I changed the view of what I'm doing. So here we go. So what was the extension that we were looking for? We were looking for which one?
Live server.
Live server. Yeah, I've still got it on here.
So this just lets us take a look at our HTML page, just to make sure everything's working properly, and we'll be able to see a beard image has just come, or some whatever we put in our console log.
Yes, I am just getting my extensions. The beauty of live streaming. Figuring out where my stuff went. There we go. All right, much better. Okay. I am just. You saw it when we started too, Evelyn. I had that view. Here, I'm almost there, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Share my screen here in a sec. I just want to view this. Da, 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 da. Open view. There we go. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Terminal. Okay, you know what? My computer is throwing a little bit of a tantrum, so I may have to restart in just a sec. Oh, here we go. Haha, we found it.
Yay!
At
Awesome.
last. Okay. Something went hidden, y'all, that I clicked one of those things that's like, I'm just gonna click this button to clean up my desktop. And then it was like, bye, all the things that you thought you knew are gone forever. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually live share with you, Evelyn.
Mhm. Okay.
And then I will share the screen with our lovely, thanks for your patience, y'all.
Mm.
See, we're learning as we go. I thought I was being helpful, and turns out I just made it more difficult. Okay, wait.
Everyone's saying it was raining. Was it raining in Cali?
Oh, I don't think so. Not here, but I heard it is going to be raining later. So, oh my
We
gosh,
actually got
it's
snow today. Pretty heavy snow.
live share. There we
Ah,
go.
Seattle. Seattle's pretty famous for its rainy seasons.
Here we go. I'm actually going to share in our private chat, Evelyn, and we will be good
Perfect.
to go. I'm always afraid I'm going to share my VS Code live share link in the public chat, and then everybody's going to join. So, not today. I'm like checking. I'm like, did I copy it to the clipboard? Okay. So, yes, I do still have all that stuff. It is just hidden. So, we wanted, I just shared with you the live share link of
Okay.
what, so
I
that should
am
go.
there. Getting there.
Yes. Let's see. Da-da-da. Yeah, and I do have live server in here.
Correct. Right.
Yeah, except I had that view a second ago. I wonder where that went. I guess that's something I'll have to toggle on
Oh.
later.
Oh no. The host has. Oh, okay. The host
I
has
can reset
rejected.
it if you need.
Let me try again. I am in the Northeast, by the way, so that would explain the snow. You don't really get snow in California.
Yeah, I wish we got snow in California. That would be fun. I just dropped another link into the
I
private
got
chat
you.
just in case. And in the meantime, bear with me, folks. I just changed right before we got on stream. Evelyn will tell you, I was like, I'm just gonna clean up this view. Um,
Oh,
and I did.
um, it's telling me the host has blocked you from joining the
I
collaboration.
blocked you? Oh my gosh, that's the opposite of what I want to do. Oh, I clicked block? Okay, hold on. I don't know what this means. We're gonna try that again. Start collaborating. I would
All right.
never block you, Evelyn. That's the exact opposite of what I want to do. Oh, and I can invite you to a server as well. So, okay, bear with us, folks. We're almost there.
Okay, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, waiting for host approval. Do you have an
Oh,
assignment?
yes, accept, read, and write. We're in. We
We
hacked
are
it.
in. We are in.
Yay! And now I will share my screen here in just a second. Thanks for bearing with us, folks. I'm going to open up that thing that I had on before, and we will be good to go. Show status bar. There we go. It's back. It's back. Status bar. That's what I was looking for, Evelyn. Sometimes you just don't know the name of the thing that you're looking for, and you're just like, oh, rude.chloe. Oh, no. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. Catching up
Okay.
in the chat. We're good. Thanks for your patience, y'all. We have live shared now. I lost this lovely little blue thing here and I got really scared. I was like, the blue thing's always there, but it's back now. We're back. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, so we just want to go live just to run it locally to see everything works okay.
Okay. So how is the best way to do this is probably with live or not with live share, but we want to use live server.
Yeah, live server.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's see. Over here. Should we just click on this to activate that? Or let's see. Let me minimize this
Uh,
a bit more. I'm gonna
There
get
should
this the
actually be a
correct
go
way.
live button at the status bar, but I'm not sure why it's not there for
Let's
you.
see. It might be. Let me make things a little bigger here. I'm used to seeing the go live there too. Let's see. Side preview? This probably work.
Oh, maybe.
Let's see. Live share chat. No, that is the session chat. We are in the chat.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
This is a feedback form. We'll be sharing feedback on. Oh, here we go. Oh, got this. Got this. Maybe we need to open up live share in here. Let's see. All right. That's not good. Oh, here, live share.
Oh, there we go. Oh, live server,
Oh,
live
live
server,
server, live server.
live server.
It was right here. You saw it right before we
I
started.
I I swear I did.
Okay, maybe we just need to go through. We've got live share. We've got our extensions here.
Live server. There we go.
Got this. Okay. All right. We've got it installed and everything. Let's go to it. Da, 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 da. This is a miss. I think it's because, let me try opening it up over here. 1 second, folks. I'm going to share and unshare my screen real quick because it is not. Oh, here we go. Okay. That is really strange. Maybe it would make sense for me to restart this real quick. Do you have it on your VS Code instance
Um,
right now? Because
I
maybe,
should have it installed, but
okay. That is so strange. That is not.
if we can't get it running, then we could just directly deploy right now to Azure Static Web Apps. Um,
We could. It's
mhm.
just so strange. It was right. We had it right here, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. Let's go back.
This is a very realistic build
Yeah.
situation. This is real time, folks.
Real time. We're exploring. See, I made a boo-boo right before we started, and I literally got rid of all of the different command things that I wanted on here. So this is a learning experience to get my view back to where I wanted it to be. Let's see. Where would it be? View. Let's see. Got our extensions. We've got this. We're going to
Go
get there.
live. Go live. Where's the live?
I think what we might be able to do actually. Here, I will share my screen in just a second, y'all. Okay.
Authentic.
Yes.
Authenticity at its finest.
I feel like I must have clicked something like Zen mode or something. Because I'm like, where did everything go? Okay, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, so here, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just like open up Visual Studio Code here, and I'm gonna share my screen in a sec. Just gonna go to the extension. There. This was looking promising. Aha! I found it.
Oh, you did?
I believe so. Hold on. All right. I see what happened here. Okay, okay. We're going to be up and running in a sec here, y'all. So, let's see. All right. Yeah, it might make sense. Oops. There we go. My computer is just not cooperating right now, Evelyn. If you have yours open, maybe we can share yours.
I actually can't find the go live button right now, which is interesting because it's usually there.
Someone's asking, have you tried to turn it back on again? Yeah, right? I'm so tempted to. That is so strange. Oh, here. I
Oh,
mean, I have the ability to share the server, but this is a mystery. My computer is once again haunted, y'all.
if we can't make it work, we can just move along if we
Yeah,
need
let's just move along.
to.
We'll figure out what that issue was, y'all. I'm gonna check one more place, but that is very strange. Okay. We even practiced and everything. The beauty of live.
And then the button just disappeared.
The button disappears. This is what happens when UI changes. Okay, let's see. One more attempt here to I'm gonna uninstall and install it. There we go. Let's try that. All right. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, let's just move on. That's really strange.
No worries.
We tried, y'all. We tried.
If you guys have live server on installed and you can actually see the go live button, I would recommend seeing if you can see the console log message when you click submit on the form.
Yeah. And I swear it was just there. So hopefully you see it. Because I don't. That's very strange. It was right there. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen again. What should we do instead, Evelyn? We'll just like, that was a real life debugging session for sure, trying to figure out where that went.
Yeah,
All
no
right,
worries.
let's do it.
There's not too many lines of code next, so it should be
Okay,
okay. It should be
and
good.
we are back in our JavaScript.
Yeah. So, oh, now that we're using LiveShare, do you prefer me to type out or
Sure. How
what?
about you can type this next section.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So next we're gonna use some jQuery, and we're gonna select uh well, sorry, give me a second. Okay. So let's actually find our. Okay, let's find our div where we have facial hair. So we're gonna take that ID and we're gonna output something to let us know that we're working on getting the beard data and we're working on outputting it. So we're gonna take this ID facial hair and we're gonna write HTML and we're just gonna write a little loading sign just to tell people, you know what, we're loading up our beard data. Give us a second. Uh,
Nice.
and then next, as we're doing that, we're gonna prevent the default event from happening once default is created. So what this does, it just stops the page from reloading, right? It's a very, very fancy term for just saying don't reload.
Okay.
That's all. That's all it's doing. And we're gonna create a variable called myForm, and we're gonna get elements by ID of image form. So if you guys recall from our index, we have our image form. Our image form is just our form, right? So we'll be taking the image form and we're just gonna take the form. That's all.
Because our
Uh,
form really just is an image submission. That's it.
right, exactly. Yeah, our form is very simple. Only has one input and a button for submission. So, and we're gonna create a variable called payload, and this is just a little storage unit, just to store all of the data from our form.
Okay.
So it's like a new form data. This is an object just for forms, for the data from forms. And we're gonna input my form as a parameter. The
Okay.
payload is just the data from the form. That's all.
Gotcha. And we need that data in order to analyze the data out of the image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. So here we're going to create a constant called response. And we're going to use the keyword await here, and I'll explain what that means in a second. But we're going to use the function fetch. We're fetching the beer data from our function URL. So this, Chloe, you're going to actually have to go navigate to the Azure function on the browser, and you're going to get
Yes.
the little function URL just to call that function.
Yes, and this is a function that we made last week, correct?
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay, I will share that in a second with y'all. And so we're going into the Azure portal in our project last week. I'm like, which one could it be? Could it be analyze beard? And wait, am I grabbing I'm grabbing the function. Okay.
The function URL. Yeah, it should say function URL, but
Yes. Okay, so folks can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna open up the function. I'm just inside. I'm inside of here. We named it Pancake Test, of course, because we were testing that lovely image with the pancake, and we can get the function URL from right here. And I'm gonna copy that.
perfect.
All right.
I'm
And
going to
where?
input that as our first parameter of the fetch function.
Okay, long one.
Whoa, that is long. Oh, oh yeah, okay. So this can actually create a variable for this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
It
that was
was
a little long.
unexpected. So we'll create a function, yeah, function URL, and we'll just write input right there.
Alrighty.
Cool. And then we're going to type function URL as our first parameter, and we're going to pass into in our form data as an object. So
Okay.
here we're going to write method of post because we're posting our data, and our body is going to be our payload, our storage unit. Payload.
We have a comment in the chat here that says, I'm very excited for this. Fetch has eluded me thus far. Yes, Lorena, it can be, I think, first of all, I always think stop trying to make fetch happen. But same, I think that that's like one of those core concepts that like at first you're like, wait, fetch? Okay. Yeah,
Right.
so we'll learn a lot today.
So just to explain, so this actually relates to why we use async as a keyword before our function name. So await is basically, so let's actually talk about fetch first. So fetch, in a very bare simplicity, is just fetching data, right? It's just getting data from somewhere else, some other URL. For in this case, it's just going to be calling our function, our Azure function, and it's getting data from there. And what await does, it's because fetch returns a promise. And a promise is just exactly that. It's a promise to return data from in some future point in time, right?
Mhm.
So because it takes time to get that data. So what await does, it tells response, hey, wait for this data, be patient, wait for it to come. And that's why we actually have to label our function as async. So whenever you use the keyword await, make sure you use the word async in order to label that function as, hey, we're going to have to wait for some point in the future for this promise to be completed, right?
Yes. Yeah. I was just reading this comment here that says, JavaScript async and promises continue to break my brain. They are at this point very classic. I am too old to reformat my brain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of fetching, lots of so basically we anytime that we're using await, we need to be doing async.
yeah, exactly. Always correlate those two keywords together.
Gotcha.
Right, perfect. So this contains the response from the function. So this is the actual beard data that tells us, hey, you have a beard or you don't have a beard, which is really exciting. So it's finally coming to life, guys.
Yes.
And we'll be creating a new variable of data. We're going to use await response. Oh, whoa. Okay, .json. Whoa, why?
Okay.
All right. So if you guys don't know, JSON is just a way to format data. So this response isn't quite yet in JSON format. We just have to turn it into JSON, and that's also a promise that needs to be returned at some point in the future.
When we played
So,
with the Face API last week, we were also returned JSON. So folks who joined
mhm.
us last week will be familiar.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, awesome. So yeah, JSON is just a data format. Um, And at this point, I have in my notes that we should console log the data, but since live server isn't quite working for us right now, we'll skip that part. But I do recommend you guys console log the data first, just to make sure you can actually see the data in your console before you do anything with it.
Yeah.
Cool. And now we're just going to create a variable of beard. Beard. And this is very similar to what we did right up here. It's going to be a big word dump, but it's not that complicated. So don't worry,
Yes.
guys. So data dot analysis, and we're be taking the analysis is an array. We're just going to be taking the first object of that array. Face attributes dot facial hair.
Okay. I know what this means, but let's break this down for people. I'm like, I recognize some of these keywords here. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Evelyn, this is us grabbing information from the Face API.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is, you can see the syntax for why this is formatted this way in the Microsoft documentation. I wish I had a link to share with you guys, but if
Oh,
you just
we
search
can
up,
share like
yeah, cool.
this
It's
is for
it's
the
just
Face API. I
yeah, exactly, from the Face API.
think we have a link from last week we can share. Let's see. Ooh, you know what? We already have it in the thing. aka.ms slash bitprojectface, I think. Let's see if that works.
Function
Let's
has
see
been
where that goes.
returned true.
Yeah. aka.ms slash bitprojectface. Look at us. We were so prepared. We had that link ready.
Yeah.
We knew. We
Oh,
knew.
we're just too good at live streams. Yeah, so that if you read up on that documentation, you'll see that there's actually a bunch of face attributes like emotions. Last time
We
we
can
worked on that.
actually, let's see, I can show folks an example from another project that I've built that
Oh, cool.
maybe will help kind of spell this out for folks who are
Mhm.
newer to it. Let's see. Oops, that is a video. I'm going to show you the actual blog post here. All right, here we go. So this is the project I was talking about earlier. This is the Mario Kart astrology. And to give an idea of what this data is going to look like, so this will give you an idea of kind of what uh, the coordinates that were given for each face. This is also identifying individual faces in this image. Again, I mentioned the Microsoft documentation about this, but it's going to spit out something really long like this, where it's like emotion, sadness, neutral, contempt. But since we're only requesting one attribute, which is facial hair, so you can see here there's all sorts of things like lip makeup, eye makeup, accessories, mustache, uh, hair color, all this different stuff, including a face ID. Every time we're going to get a face ID. So here's what it looks like a little bit more cleaned up. This is a snapshot of all the different things that we can get, but really all we're calling here, face attributes dot facial hair. So check out the documentation if you want more info, but you can get a lot of stuff, y'all. Like we even had, I think it was using the Spotify API and emotions to detect, what kind of
Yeah.
music to listen to. There's so many, like, especially BitCamp folks, as you're thinking about, okay, what do I want to build for my final project? Microsoft Face API, really fun. Like, you can add things to images, you can detect things in images, figure out if Yoda's an image, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
All righty, cool.
Okay, awesome. And now, finally, we're going to extract our data from the beard, from the variable beard. So we're going to create a new variable called result string. And I'm going to be using this formatting. So don't worry about the red marks.
Okay,
So this is going to actually be going to be in the HTML language because this is what we're directly outputting onto the HTML page. So we have to make sure it complies with the syntax.
right.
So or we'll make a header that just says facial hair in, or actually beard alert, beard alert.
Beard alert. So this is the result that we are going to be giving, and we're doing it in HTML because it'll appear as HTML.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll write mustache as, so this, if you guys haven't seen this syntax for writing, let me actually complete this first. So this is this syntax where you use these little, what do you call these?
Those are, wait, where are you? You're right here.
Yeah,
Little
these little marks.
apostrophes?
Apostrophe. Yeah, yeah, it's apostrophes, but they're not
Oh yeah, it's
apostrophes.
like a, what is the official name for it? A backtick?
Oh yeah,
No.
maybe a backtick. I'm not sure.
Tick,
Yeah.
tick.
Tick
Tick
marks. Tick
marks.
marks. Yeah. Yeah, so you use tick marks and then you can actually insert variables directly in here, so it's actually quite convenient.
I remember when
Um,
I first learned this, it just like turned my mind into mush. I was like, sorry, what? So we're using like a language in a language to identify a language, and there's dollar signs as Bitcoin. But yes, it's kind of magical once you figure out how to use it
yeah,
for good.
definitely. Yeah, so don't worry if you haven't seen the syntax before. It takes some time to get used to, definitely.
And it helps just kind of clean up the data that you're returned as well. Like when
Hmm.
you're in a situation like this and you're just like, okay, this is a lot of information. I don't need all of it. So yeah.
Weird. And those are the only attributes we'll be taking from the beard data. But you'll notice for like other, like for emotions, there's a ton of emotions that are available to you out there. So
Yeah. So we've got beard.beard,
beard got beard.
beard.sideburns,
Yeah.
beard.mustache. Okay.
Um, by the way, guys, this is just the probability of whether or not this attribute is on the person's face. I forgot to mention.
Yes. And if you take a look at this, so it'll usually give you a confidence that's either a Boolean, like true and false, and do they have lip makeup? Is it invisible, etc. And then as far as anything else, it's a confidence measurement. So this particular image uh of these people here has, zero point 0.1 sideburn confidence. So it's all about confidence, y'all. Truly.
All right. Uh, yeah. And then finally, all we have to do is output our facial hair. Whoa, why? Okay. Facial hair. So remember, if you remember, the facial hair ID was where we output our
Yes.
loadings. And now that we have finished loading, we don't need to display loading anymore. So, and we'll insert our result string as a parameter, and we're done.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
it?
Yeah, that's
We
it.
did it. We
We
did
did it.
it.
We did it.
Now, let's connect. Okay, for folks who are, gosh, I wish that button had not disappeared, Evelyn, so we could share
Yeah.
this. This is great. While I try to find that button in the last couple moments of the stream here, we're gonna get this up and running. This is truly
We can
a
deploy it
mystery to me.
actually.
We could deploy it, yeah. But to connect all of this, so if you started at the beginning of the stream with us, we made this lovely HTML file, which essentially just had a form on it that can intake a file. We want to be able to output the information that we get from that image. Yeah, and then we connected that in here, of course, with our lovely, we're connecting our JavaScript file here. And then, gosh, we built that very quickly.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
built this. It's mostly a joint effort. Joint effort. Okay. Okay. So, shall we try this thing out?
Exciting.
Okay. So we want to. Gonna get closing some tabs here, y'all. Okay. What do we want to do now, Evelyn?
So now, since we actually can't go live, unfortunately, on locally, though if you guys can, I would recommend that first before deploying.
Yes, it is so
Um,
strange that we cannot find that. You know what? I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second. And while I do, Evelyn, how about
mhm.
you tell the lovely humans at home while I click around in my VS Code here to try to find this mystery button that has disappeared because my computer is haunted. Um, do you want to share your screen real quick and show folks the learning lab to let folks know about the learning
Right.
lab stuff?
Let's do that. Let us do that.
And I am going to find this. It's going to happen, y'all. This mystery button.
Okay, let me make
Let's
sure
see.
it's good. All right. Close all of those tabs. All right. All right.
Let's
Let's
see.
share the screen. Actually, wait. sign in first. All right, do I just click share screen?
Yes, and then I can add it on there. And I'm going to figure out where this button went. Stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned.
Let's see. Here we go. All right. There you go. I think I'm very close to finding it too. So vamp for like 2 minutes.
All right, so everybody, so this is our learning lab for GitHub, and this basically what we're doing on this stream. You can find all this information on the learning lab, and it actually I think goes into more depth. It sends you links and references to documentation to make sure you understand everything well. So let me actually walk you through the structure of the learning lab first. So
Yes.
for week one, we're just Okay, yeah, for week one, so what you're doing is you're creating and deploying an Azure function. We kind of introduce you to what an Azure function is, first of all, and we kind of walk you through JS. We work on building a request function, and we download your IDE. We get your environment set up.
I did it.
Oh, really? That
All I
quick?
had to do is look at the documentation. Okay, continue. Very exciting moment.
Yeah, and then we get you set up with GitHub, so we kind of get your entire environment running, so you can be a real developer. Um, And in week two, we work on the kind of heavy lifting stuff. We get into all the nitty gritty, where we parse the data and we learn how to output it as JSON objects. We install npm. We work with the Face API. We learn how to use the API and to build our own projects. And we learn how to use Postman, which is actually very important in order to run things locally and make sure they work before deployment. And then
We packed
finally,
a lot in 3 weeks. This has been a
yeah,
lot.
it's actually insane. Yeah, you can build an entire project after going just through
And
these
this
3
is all free, available for anybody to try
Mhm.
online. Like you can follow along with these lectures, and these lectures are a part of the program. But yeah, I'll drop that in the chat in a second here. But oh my gosh, look, y'all. Literally, I feel so silly. So to give people an update here, the usual button that we use to do this disappeared from our screen right before we went live. But for anybody else, literally just look this up in documentation. You just right click here and open with live server. It was right behind our nose, all right under our nose all along. So here we go. Here's our beautiful HTML. Oh man. Okay. Looking
Oh,
good.
awesome. Awesome. Great,
Graphic
great.
design is our passion. This is looking good.
Yeah. So you can pretty much choose any image file to try it out with.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to choose these beard images. Wait, but did we hook up oh, we did because we already built the Azure function. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. I was like, wait a second, we already did all that last week. So
Yeah.
I'm going to use the image that we used last time. Although, wait, is this going to break it? Because it's going to return 2 different. I'm going to do one beard for the first one. I don't want to
Okay.
go too crazy. I'm going to do with a bagel. Okay. Should I just
All
type the
right.
beard? Da, 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 da. Okay, I pressed it. I guess I should have
Loading.
been looking at the loading. All right. Things are happening. I'm feeling good. So the way that we wrote this, what is it going to do? Oh, it's going to return it on the page. That's right.
Uh-huh. It should. I'm not sure if it usually takes this long though.
I'm going to open up. Let me take a peek here at the portal, make sure things are running here. In the meantime, enjoy this beard on the screen. I'm going into my function here, checking on what's going on. Ooh, something happened.
What happened?
Let's see. I'm going to look at my function, pancake test. I'll open this up and share it with folks in a second. Okay. All right, so I got a success 200 on, let's see. I'm going to analyze beard. I'm looking at pancake test. Let's see. We've got Successful execution count. Maybe it's just taking a sec here to load up. Let's see. Should we click it again? We could try a different image.
We could try looking at the console to see if it could give us any
Yeah, let's
hints.
see. I'm going to go here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to view my terminal. Let's look at our. Oops, sorry, y'all. I am clicking around all over here. Okay, let me share and unshare real quick. My computer is not cooperating. There we go. Got this. All right. Let's try this. I'm going to refresh real quick. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Let's try this. I also am going to take a peek on the portal end so we can have a live view. I will have a live view as well to see what is going on in the portal. 1 sec, y'all. It's so funny. I was sometimes these things just take a sec to boot up, and Daniel and I, Daniel of Bit Project, were playing around with an Azure function that would was a Shania Twain chatbot. And the minute we got off the stream, it tweeted our tweet. We're like, oh man, you're so close. Okay. And I want to make sure that I used okay, it does looks like it ran. And I'm just seeing if we got any response here. Sorry, y'all. I will share my screen in a sec. Okay. All right. So we did have a pancake success, but I want to see the output of what goes on in here. So I think we should try to run it one more time, and I will take a look at. So let's see. Let's find a good beard picture. All right. Detect beard.
Try pressing F12. That opens, like, it lets you know the console errors in case there are any.
Yes. Let's see. I'm just kind of.
Actually, I'm not even sure the Mac is the same, but
Yeah. Let's see. It's honestly, my computer is just. Let me drag this over very slowly. Thanks for your patience, y'all. Dealing with computer issues. Okay, sorry. Did you want me to view the
browser console. So it's just,
yeah.
it should open with F12, but if it doesn't work, then we can use the little 3 dots on the corner.
Okay, let's see. I am just my issue here is that my 2 keyboards, I've got 1 keyboard frozen and 1 not. So let me unshare and share my screen one more time. I'm getting a new computer this week. I'm very excited, y'all.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay. 1 second. There we go. Okay, now I've got things cooking. I'm unfrozen. All right.
Oh, perfect. All right.
There we go.
So
Let me
we do
change this.
have a few errors.
Okay.
If you look at the, yeah.
Let me. This is new.
Cores. Cores. Infamous cores. So this, I'm not sure if you've run into cores before. Cores is actually quite prominent.
Oh, I have not. Tell me about this.
So actually, I'm not even confident if I have know enough to explain the course policy. Let me actually make sure I have the definition right.
Let's see. So we're getting access to fetch at this has been blocked by course. Okay, no access control, allow origin. Okay, gotcha. Is present in the requested resource. Okay. But our students probably should not have this issue when they're running it themselves, I would assume.
I don't run into this error often, but it does pop up sometimes. So a few students might run into this problem. In which case, I would say come in office hours. Uh,
Yes.
but I think this can actually be fixed because we're running locally, and what Cores does, it determines how a browser and a server communicates. So this might
Mm,
actually emerge as a problem because we're running locally, and the Azure function isn't happy with that necessarily.
gotcha. But the good news is we did console.log a beard image has arrived, so we do know that it did receive the image, which,
And the Azure function did say it was successful, which is quite good
yes.
news.
Yeah. If we go into our Azure function here, I'll share that real quick as well. We can see, actually, let me refresh it because I bet it's run a couple times now because I got to click happy. Let's see. Yeah, it's run 3 times here. I will share this with folks. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen here. So we have run it a handful of times here. So it
Mhm.
has run. We do know that it's running. We just got to fix this course issue. All right. So how do we, oh, look, people are dropping us docs. Thank you. Developer Mozilla cores errors. Okay,
It's
let's check it out.
present on the requested resource. Ah, so we have to add a header. I see.
Ah, okay. Okay. Let's see. We need to add a header to,
To our HTML file, I believe.
okay,
I'm pretty sure this isn't best practice though, but it could be a temporary fix for now.
okay,
Just for local running, I think it might be okay. But
okay.
let me take a look.
Meantime, I will refresh this. But it's good. We know that it ran. That is a
Mhm.
positive. And we know that our function got, so we basically everything worked except for the outputting of the data.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I'm curious to see if when we deploy, if we run into the same error, because I don't think we should. Um, or this might have to do with Azure function.
Let's see.
Oh,
Someone says the header needs to be on the server. Oh.
okay.
When you deploy, what URL it is hosted at? The, do you mean the Azure function URL? Hmm.
I suspect let me double check, but I suspect there is a setting on Azure Function that can help us out with this because I've run into the same error with Cosmos. I'm not sure
Ooh,
if the same thing
yes.
applies with functions. Uh,
We
hey, new
are,
folks.
we're just looking at the documentation like real developers, you know. Let's see. So we got that.
Okay, I think yeah. Okay, I think I figured it out.
Oh my gosh, they're so
Um,
fast.
this was Anthony. Anthony's help. Anthony is a great mentor, by the way, guys. Thank you, Anthony. So, could you navigate to your function in the portal?
Yes.
And I
There
have a
we go.
feeling more people are going to run into this issue. So this is your way out. Or it should be.
Okay. I'm opening up the portal and we're going to the function itself.
Uh-huh. You said we're going to the function itself. Let me, why don't I?
Let's
Oh,
see. Here we go. Okay.
right. Yes. So, okay, you're at the function and then navigate. So you're at your function app. You, there should be a menu bar to the left, but I think
Yeah.
you're
Let's
screwed. Yeah,
go.
click on the little sandwich bar. There you go. And then scroll
Functions.
down until you find uh oh no, actually just the function app. The function app is fine. We
Okay.
don't have to go to our yeah. And navigate down until you find cores. Down the yeah.
Course. Let's see. Is it down? Oh, did I just skip it? I thought I just saw it. There we
Uh,
go.
okay, cool. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna enable access control allow credentials.
Ah, okay. And save that.
hmm And then let's try it out now to see if it works.
Okay,
Make sure
okay.
you save. Yeah, okay, cool.
Save that. And in theory, We should be able to just, I'm going to refresh real quick. I'm going to refresh and then I'm going to choose it. Okay. All right. Going to do one image. Okay. Let's detect this beard. Loading, loading. Ooh, the anticipation is killing me, Evelyn.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
see.
yeah, console time again. We
Yeah,
might have to add our local host as an allowed origin, I have a feeling.
let's see. Ah, okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Uh, could you go back to your cores and then for your allowed origins, under allowed
mm.
origins, add in your local server?
Okay. Here, let me, one sec. Da, 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 da.
Or the server actually might, yeah, right. The server might actually need more time to refresh as well. Last
Yeah.
time, my Cosmos database wouldn't work even with the check until I waited a few hours, which you don't have.
Okay, well, let's do this. Since we don't, everyone's got to go to bed, y'all. Isn't it later where you are? No, are you on the West Coast?
I don't sleep at I sleep much later than this.
Evelyn
Don't
doesn't
worry.
sleep, apparently, so she'll be up on this live stream waiting for this. Let's
Don't
see.
worry
Okay,
about me.
I'm going to, in the meantime, I'm just going to see if, should I try adding local hosts? Is it worth it, do you think?
I have a feeling it's gonna take a while even if you add
Yeah.
localhost.
Well,
So,
that's good to know.
but this
Now
should
we
fix
know.
everything up, guys. If you're running into this problem, if you wait just a little longer, maybe a few hours longer, this should work for cores.
But the good news is we know from our code that ran here, let me share the screen again, that it worked, that it is pinging our Azure function. Of course, we now know with cores to run it locally that we can do it that way. But because we console.logged, let's see, where did it go? Where are we console.logging here? Da, 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 da. Here we go. So we know that it is definitely taking our beard image, and we know that it is definitely hitting our function URL. So everything is working. We just don't have it printed out to there. Oh, yay. We're so glad. Someone says, jQuery Queen, I learned 3 new things I've never seen before. So thanks, y'all. Yay. I'm so glad
Awesome.
because I learned, and this seems so silly because I'm just so used to the button being down here that I can open with live server just by right clicking. Who knew? It was right there the whole time. Um, Great. I mean, basically, we've done all of it, y'all. I will tweet out a little bit later tonight. I'll try it again tonight, and I'll be like, "Look, everyone!" It'll be just like Daniel and I's stream on when was it? Thursday or Friday, where I got Shania working as soon as the stream was done, because that's how live demos always work, right? Um, okay, so we basically got all of it working, mostly. We're almost there. What should the lovely students of BitCamp be working on in the meantime? What is coming up next? Because I know this is our last lecture, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
final lecture. Next week starts a whole new stream with working on a fun serverless project. And we'll be like, guess what, guys? The beard thing, it worked. That's how we're going to start the stream.
Yeah, it should. It should. I hope it does.
But what can folks expect over the next week with the program?
So this is going to be really exciting because students are going to be working on their final projects. So this was the final lecture, which means students are probably brainstorming ideas for what projects they want to do now. And you guys can actually look at the previous iteration BitCamp,
I was
their
just bringing it up.
projects.
You read my
Awesome.
mind. I was bringing up some of our previous Hall
Hmm.
of Famers here. This might
Exactly.
be an earlier one than yours. I don't think
Yeah,
you're in
this
this
is the one
one.
before ours, but
So if you're looking for inspo, y'all, on projects in general or projects for BitCamp, we have all of the awesome projects. I'll drop this link in the chat so people can check out this post of our previous BitCamp cohorts. Here, I'll drop this in here. And honestly, the range of different things that these students do has been so incredible. Everything from IoT, which Bo, I'm sure y'all have worked with in the program already. If not, this is a very brave choice to go with IoT as your first project, but he learned a lot with this one. This was the one we were talking about earlier with the Spotify Face API using facial detection to be able to determine what kind of song to recommend. We've got, oh my gosh, so many different ones. News accountability with news sources. So check out this blog post for a lot of emotional analysis with Azure functions to start getting your gears turning a little bit on what kind of project you want to build. And my suggestion would be think of an actual real life problem that solves something for you. Some really interesting ones we've gotten in the past have solved real life things like converting a image file to a PDF to upload homework with, because that was something that is really important to do. I did not know this, but during the COVID times, or gosh, think about some data that's really interesting to you and think of a way that you can use that data visually, or maybe a way to get emotional. Now that you know how to use the Face API, maybe there's something with emotion detection that you want to try. Here's a free idea up for grabs, but you probably don't have access to a smart car. I've seen some really interesting uses with the Face API, including one at a hackathon a couple years ago that used facial detection analysis to determine, to make sure that the person was awake, that make sure they were in a good mood while they were driving, to suggest different music to like calm them down from road rage. So there's all kinds of creative use cases. What project would you build, Evelyn, if you were going to do Bit Camp again? Pretend you'd never done it before.
Wow. Well, honestly, I've actually been planning to expand my previous project, which was
Ooh,
on power fluctuation, trying to
yes.
kind of tackle global warming in like very small steps. I don't know. Unfortunately, there are a lot of problems out there in the world, but that means there's so many problems that we can tackle and see how we can make better. So,
I agree. I'm excited to see what y'all build. And I, of course, will be talking a bunch of the BitCamp folks about final presentations and things like that. So I'm very excited for that. But this stream, Mondays, is now going to turn into a very fun project building session. We'll announce what the project is very soon. But myself, Lorena, Adrian, we're going to be building something really fun. It's either going to be Yoda related or DM related, or maybe Yoda DM related, maybe a combination of all of them. But before we wrap up this stream, gosh, we've been going for almost an hour and a half. I think a majority of that was us trying to find that button. Hope you enjoyed that content, everyone. Just Chloe trying to navigate VS Code,
riveting
finding
content.
when the UX changed. But Evelyn, anything we should mention before we sign off from today's stream? Any resources? Here, we'll share. We have aka.ms/bitprojectface down here. But also, we used a bunch of VS Code today. I learned a bunch about VS Code today, so you could also check out that link. Anything else we should share? I'm trying to think. I think we covered a majority of it.
Yeah, just a reminder to the students, if you guys need any help at any time, you need help brainstorming ideas or just to talk, come over during office hours or really just hit us up in the Discord. We're always open to
Yeah.
talk.
And all of these folks that you have working with you, they've all gone through BitCamp before, so they've seen it all. They've seen all all the types of projects and Azure functions and things you can see. So we are here to help. All right. I think we'll call it a night.
Yeah,
How do we end
awesome.
the stream this time? We should say Happy Bit Project.
Happy Bit Project. Sounds
Happy
good.
Bit Project, and I will see all of the lovely BitCamp folks in the chat and in future streams. But otherwise, join us next week, and we'll be building a really fun new project. So, bye,
Awesome.
y'all. Thanks for
Bye,
joining.
everyone.